The New England Patriots just showed quiet changes make loud results. What the heck? Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron on the daily Patriots content, so don't miss out. All you got to do, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the like button because I know you're great people and mean the world to me as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we are climbing our way up to 9,000, so be a part of it. I'd appreciate it. As well, hoodie giveaway, don't miss out, description below with details. So, quiet changes. What are the quiet changes? Well, specifically, reporters talking about Mike Vrabel and how he is treating players, how he is running this organization, night and day from Jerod Mayo. Now, before you continue or pause or go to the next video, just hear me out on this. We know that last year, Jerod Mayo was incredibly personable with players. That was one thing that the organization liked. The players liked. He was a quote-unquote players coach. But here's the thing. Here's the issue with that. It was almost like he was getting too close, too buddy-buddy, too friend-like with the players. And there's nothing wrong with that as long as accountability comes with it. That is the big thing. Obviously, these guys are professionals. Hey, I want to know about your family. I want to know about your personal life. You know, I want to be able to build this relationship with you because when it comes down to it, just like me being a teacher, when you build those relationships, people are more willing to give their all for you. It's simple. Just like a boss. If a boss comes up to me, doesn't give a crap about me, doesn't take the time of day, any of those things, it's going to be much harder for me to give my all for that person. Just being honest. So Jerod Mayo, the big difference, the quiet change not a lot of people are talking about is Mike Vrabel is the same way, is personable, does want to have those connections, but also brings in that accountability that is so desperately needed for a franchise now that has a lot of talent on both sides of the ball and has a ton of potential. Again, I would argue Jerod Mayo, same team, pick up the same free agents. Let's just say hypothetical, same thing. I think that if you were compare his season with Mike Vrabel's first season right here, or I'm saying if Jerod Mayo was still coaching, and then I guess in an alternate universe, Mike Vrabel was as well. Mike Vrabel, I think, is going to do significantly better just because it's that accountability factor. Again, there was a lot of drama. There was a lot of things Jerod Mayo walked back. Mike Vrabel plain as day, going to tell you, hey, this is what I expect. This is what we're going to do. So I love to see it. It's a small thing, but it makes huge, loud implications. And what's even better with Mike Vrabel is the fact that he is a hands-on coach. You are going to see videos of him in minicamp, in OTAs, in training camp, moving forward, where he's getting the pads. He's doing stuff with the players. He's hands-on with the players. Where Jerod Mayo was kind of a step back, you know, twirling the whistle type deal. And you're like, Aaron, that's a stereotype for PE teachers. Yeah, that's true, and coaches. Anyways, beside the point, Mike Vrabel, he's all in on it, hands in. Hands on. There we go. Hands in, hands on with the players. Really showing them, hey, I care, and I'm here to help you and spur you on to success. This organization to success. Again, I think a lot of people see this and they think, okay, whatever. And it's a small thing. It's a quiet thing. It's a thing not a lot of people talk about, but it's huge, and it's going to make huge impact on this organization, on this team, on these players. When you make these relationships, keeping them accountable, and set high standards, we are going to go far. So that is the first thing that I think is huge for this organization. That again, quiet but speaks loud. So comment below. Tell me what you think. Next up, we look into as mandatory minicamp is finished up and we head into training camp. Now, this right here just dropped 53-man roster projection for the New England Patriots. Just want to flirt with this for a minute because it is incredibly interesting, and I honestly, there's things that I'll give, there's things I'll take. And so we look at this, you see Bourne, bring that booty, Kayshon Boutte, Efton Chisholm III, the undrafted free agent, Stephon Diggs, the most likely number one, Pop Douglas, Mac Hollins, who was just acquired by the Bills, and then Kyle Williams, who was just drafted in the 3rd round from Washington State Cougars. Now, what are the names you see that are missing? There's 2 big names that you see that are missing. That's going to be Jalen Polk and Javon Baker. two players coming out of the Gerard Mayo, his 1 year. That's who they drafted. Giving up on them quickly based on this. Again, that doesn't mean they don't make the practice squad. Doesn't mean that at all. I'm assuming if they're dropped, someone else would take a chance on them, try to pick them up. But my first initial response is, and I know a lot of people are going to say, Aaron, you always hate on Kendrick Bourne. I will always preface with this. I think Kendrick Bourne is a great leader. When he was benched last year, they won the game. He was pumped. He was encouraging players. He was lifting players up. I loved it. You know what? I'm beginning to grow on him. I'm beginning to say maybe. But again, they can save money in cap space if he's dropped now, since it's after June 1st. And the big question becomes, is he already hit his ceiling, and is there still potential in Polk and Baker? That's what it comes down to. It comes down to, does this coaching staff see potential in Polk or Baker? And if this is the 7 receivers they keep, the answer is then no, they do not. They would be more willing to take a chance on an undrafted free agent, and then obviously an older guy like Kendrick Bourne, and then besides that, and even a Mac Hollins, but Mac Hollins obviously picked up veteran from the Bills. I don't think he's by any means he is. I don't think he's going to be the number one. I think that's Stephon Diggs. And then it's going to be interesting to see what Kayshon Boutte's role is on this team. But again, that just shows, if this were to be the outcome, you have to assume Polk and Baker, they don't see a future with them. And again, you'd wish them best of luck. Salute them. Again, it comes down to, what does Josh McDaniels want for this offense? Efton Chisholm is an undrafted free agent we've talked about time and time again that has a huge potential of making this team, as well as Dupree, CJ, the tight end from Alabama, as well as Lan Larison from UC Davis, the running back. And so just a handful of guys that really have shown a spark and show that they could belong on a 53-man roster like this. So let me jump to it one more time. Looking at this, do you think this is about spot on? Or do you think Polk and Baker are making it? In that case, who are you taking off this list? Again, I don't know if you're taking both Baker and Polk. If you take one, then who's the one you're switching out? What's your thought? Comment below. Tell me what wide receivers, who's your thought? Because you know this is going to be the top conversation going into training camp. It's going to be what the media wants to talk about. And honestly, it's just fun to talk about. But again, I don't see anything necessarily wrong with that. I will say personally, I think Polk and Baker do have a lot of potential. I think coaching was part of it last year. And it was also talked about that Polk had I don't believe it was mental health, but it was just performance issues. I don't know if it was stress. I don't know exactly what it was. I know a handful of reporters kind of mentioned it, talked about it. But obviously you want him in a good headspace. And in college, both of them proved that they should have got drafted where they got drafted. And again, I would argue that Polk could have got drafted higher, but last year was such a good wide receiver class that he ended up obviously dropping. So if they were to keep one of the two, I think it's Polk, just because he was a higher pick. He was a more coveted pick. But again, I think they both have potential, but it comes down to training camp and what in the world's going to happen there. But this was be a wild result in them showing, hey, we give up on these two. But anyways, comment below. Tell me what you think. Truly appreciate it. Again, if you have not already, all you got to do, hit the subscribe button, like button, notification bell. Don't miss out on the giveaway. We'll talk later. Peace.